Everyone to Intuitive Tuesdays with Elizabeth Maria, and that's me. Yeah, so tonight we are talking about three things to help heal trauma wounds. Oh man, guys. Yeah, it's been a long day today. I had some technical difficulties. So this is actually, I believe, just streaming to YouTube. And so then I will, I guess, Facebook. Maybe this is a sign that I need to focus more on my YouTube channel. Yay! So, hello everyone. Again, I'm Elizabeth Maria. I offer writing services, holistic health advocacy, and intuitive guidance. So tonight, let's see. So usually, if you're new and you just run across this video, I've been doing Intuitive Tuesdays for a couple years. I actually started in a like a private Facebook group. It was a way for me to practice my divination skills. Um, mm. Oh, yay. Thank you, Great Spirit. My goodness, you gotta love a good cup of tea, guys. Especially when your throat, this whole throat thing, this is, God telling me to speak my truth. And, as I move forward in this, this business venture of mine and really, learning my footing in the business world, I'm learning more and more to speak my truth, to stand in my power, to, be my authentic self, regardless if someone tells me that I'm too much, too big energy. Today I got overqualified. I mean, really? I mean, I know I'm all that and a side of chips, but damn, over. I was like, okay, next. That means you have lack mentality and you're fearful for your job. That's what that means. But anyways, that was a huge digression. I think like before this, I was all like, okay, I'm not gonna do like freaking that dump of like my day, but apparently I did. But you know what? That's just like where I'm at. So yeah, so anyways, let's get back to it. Let me get focused. So, three things that you can do to help you heal trauma triggers. So, first off, what is a trauma trigger? Basically, a trauma trigger is it's a memory of an experience that that you went through in the past. I might shift this to first person just to keep it simple. And I have and I am also healing like the collective my own trauma wounds. And so these are memories, from the past that are connected, still to an emotional response in your body, right? And so, once someone is triggered and they remember, and it doesn't even have to be a conscious memory, but the body, right? The body keeps the score. The body remembers. So really, trauma and PTSD is actually not a mental thing. It's a physiological phenomena, right? Because the trauma is held in the body. And so what happens when the body, has not energetically released the built up trauma, and then something happens in the present, real or imagined, that triggers an energetic response in the body. And so the body's immediate survival instinct is to go into, well, the body's immediate instinct is to go into survival mode. And that laugh is definitely one of my trauma trigger responses, is to, what is the fawning, right? The placating the situation is one of them. But okay, so I just got sidetracked because my roommate is taking her dogs down and they're so freaking loud. Anyways, let me get focused. You know what? I'm going to thank you. Thank you, Great Spirit. Okay, so the body gets triggered emotionally and it goes instinctually into survival mode, which is fight, flight, freeze, and fawn. And so if you find yourself, you know, and I mean, really, trauma triggers can happen. I mean, everyone, you know, who is in the process of releasing, you know, physically these trauma, it's like a collection of energy that hasn't, you know, fully left the body yet, you know, experiences these trauma triggers, right? And so if you find yourself in this state, right? Like, so let me give you an example. So from my own life, I have definite trauma triggers around well, shoot, around I can't believe this is live and I'm like, oh my God, what trauma trigger am I gonna pick? There's so many. Okay, so let me talk about one around finances. So because this is something that is affecting me right now. I am someone that has just started a new business, right? I am putting a lot of work, you know, behind the scenes into this business. And, you know, things are getting pretty tight, right? And so I have had experiences in my life in the past where I ended up without a home, houseless, homeless, however you want to, you know, say it. And here I am speaking my truth. And so a trauma trigger for me is if finances start to, you know, they start dwindling, then that can trigger a response from me. If, you know, there's ways that you can begin to recognize your patterns and begin to walk through them, right? And so the 3 ways that you can help heal your own trauma wounds, right? And so today, for instance, I'd applied for a contract position somewhere. I'm not going to go into it too deeply. I did not get the job because they told me that I was overqualified, which is pretty crazy. But anyways, so in that, you know, one, I experienced a form of rejection, even though I was able to flip that pretty quickly and say, oh, well, you know, at least that's a compliment, kind of. You know, I mean, have skills will travel, right? You know, so I was able to flip that. But, you know, I was really wanting this job and had gotten into this space where, you know, I was starting to get kind of survival mode-ish about it, which it puts limiting blinders up. It's like all you can see is this solution, right? You can't see anything else because you're in a state of survival mode, which is short-sighted. So I kind of felt like I was getting into that mode, and I don't want to go there because I know there is always an infinite number of possibilities. And if one door closes, you know that another one's going to open that's like 10 times better. And I know that, but in that moment, right, it triggered a physical memory of when I have been in a state of being up against a wall, real or imagined, and I did lose my shelter. And so I get into this, this feeling of, oh my God, what am I going to do? Right. And so in the past, some of the unhealthy ways that I would have dealt with that feeling is to, for me, mine were flight. So to run. So is it what? Flight, fight, no, run, wait. I'm totally like messing up. Fight, flight, what is it? Fight, flight, and fear. Why am I just totally like losing that? Anyways, okay. Mine are definitely to run and to numb. Those are the coping strategies, the maladapted, unhealthy coping strategies that I used for many, many years. Many, many years, like Rick James style, many, many years. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Lord knows. So, those patterns have, they were really, they're grooved deep down, right? So you have to get conscious quickly, right? Because, like, I really think that you have, I would say, about 15 to 17 seconds to be able to shift out of a unhealthy coping strategy pattern, right? By choosing something else, right? And you do this through practice, honestly. And, I won't like spend a whole lot of time about this, but I have been on my, a very conscious spiritual healing recovery journey since I was in my early 20s. I am now in my late 40s. I started what I call the accelerated part of my spiritual journey. I'll say 2016, but really like 2019 was when, shit got cray cray, like, giants and fairies, oh my. Yeah, anyways, so, when the spiritual awakening began, I'm talking like all of my unhealed shit came back up. Shit that I thought that I had dealt with, you know what I'm saying? Years of therapy, that shit came back up. So, like us all, I am also in the process of releasing and learning new ways of being in this new world. So back to the 3 things that we can do. So we're in this state. We got 15 seconds, right, to figure out a new thing to do. So the first is to breathe. In the past, I would go into states of panic. I've had panic attacks where I've had to go to the hospital before. And so breathing, and just as a side note, my daughter gets, she got so annoyed with me over the years. I mean, she's like, dealing with whatever. And I'm like, just breathe, and she's like, shut up, Mom. But I tell you guys, it's part of the process of honestly, it's somatic healing. Peter Levine, I mean, he is my man. Waking the tiger in the house. What? I mean, my God, that just, honestly, Waking the Tiger was, I believe that book helped, just reading it more than I would say, 10 years of therapy, and several institutions combined. Okay, there you go, throat chakra. I'm speaking it. Oh my God. And now I'm, doing the laughter thing. I am so aware of, like once you get into metacognition and you're like just observing everything, you're like, really? And which is a really cool state to be in, because then you can just be curious about your choices and be like, okay, that was an interesting choice that you decided to make. Anyways, back to the 3 things that you can do to heal trauma wounds. So 1, breathe. This is the beginning of somatic healing. 2, get back in your body physically. Because the emotion is attached to a memory, something from the past. But in this moment, right here, right now, 9 times out of 10, everything's okay. And so for me, what I have to do, and like I'll clap my hands sometimes, like if I feel a panic attack, or that I'm going into a state of panic, I breathe, deep breaths, while I consciously put my hands on my knees, or sometimes I'll rock back and forth a little bit too, and just say, Elizabeth, you're okay. You're okay. Okay, you're okay. Breathe. And during this process, if the trigger is, pretty big, emotions might come with it. Now, I did a really good job of numbing my emotions for, several decades. So when I first started practicing these skills, emotions were like the enemy for me. I was like, I'm feeling, I had one of my first mentors. She was like, Elizabeth, what do you think's going to happen if you feel? And I remember back then thinking, like, if I feel this emotion, I might literally just fall over and go into convulsions and just have to get dragged away in a freaking straitjacket or something. That is where my mind went to, okay, this is how much I don't want to feel that, right? This is my worst case scenario. It's just gonna take over and I'm just gonna freaking convulse. So in the past, I ran or I numbed or whatever. But now, I'm making different choices, right? And so that means with the breathing, getting back into the body, emotions are going to come up. You gotta feel it, guys. There's no way around it. You gotta feel it to heal it. That's it. You gotta feel that shit, man. You know, and so for me, I sat in a car and, you know, I mean, cars are great places to just pull in a freaking parking lot and just let that shit out. Just cry, scream. You know, I was talking to a Facebook friend of mine earlier about, like, you know, the Al-Anons, like, you know, throw plates. I mean, primal scream therapy, whatever you need to do to get that shit out, you know, in a healthy way, right? Because we don't want to rum or numb or fight or bully or gamble or shop or workaholic or whatever. We gotta feel that shit. We gotta feel it. We gotta feel it. We gotta feel it. So, yeah, so we have to feel it. We breathe through it. We remind ourselves that it's not going to kill us, these emotions. Okay? And so, you know, and possibly a series of thoughts might come through. And this really is the third, is to, you know, detach from the experience. And this is the beginning of metacognition, to be able to rise above what is happening. You're breathing, you're getting into your body, you're right here, you're feeling it, everything's good. I say affirmations, right? Just, okay, Elizabeth, in this moment, everything's good, everything's fine, everything, you know, whatever it is to get back in to the moment, because the moment is always good. This moment right here, right now. Yeah, so okay, I think I got a little sidetracked, but that's okay. Let me get back. Yes, so so the third thing, so yeah, we're feeling it, we're healing it, we're in our cars, we're crying, we're screaming. Okay, so we have to feel it, right? And then we rise above it, right? We observe it, and in that second, we can choose to make a new decision, okay? Because we have free will. We have the ability to override our own programming, okay? It's like you just got to kind of trick yourself, you know? So, I mean, the trigger that I had today was pretty big, and a whole list of like old thoughts came through my head, of ways that I could handle these emotions that I was feeling, you know. And I'm like such a freaking drama queen. I'm such a drama queen. Yeah, so like literally, so the cool thing about healing is that, and once you know you really start learning metacognition, you can detach yourself. You can also detach yourself from your thoughts, and you begin to recognize what thoughts are yours, what thoughts are collective thoughts, what thoughts may even be like obtrusive thoughts from like some other freaking, you know, entity trying to like, you know, whisper some shit in your ear. I don't know. But I began at some point to start looking at thoughts as things. Like, and it's not necessarily that all the thoughts that are in my head are like my things or even things that I want to even claim. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, so if something comes in that I'm like, that does not align with my best self, I laugh at it now. I'll be like, where the fuck you come from, thought? You better get on with your bad self. Like, what? That's not even me. Like, what? But today, let me tell you. Thank you, Sound Healing, Tibetan Bowls. I hope you guys can hear that. Let me tell you, every thought, it was like a parade. I'm talking a parade of fucking thoughts was going through my head. And, I'm just going to get totally fucking honest, man. Because the things that I like to do when I don't want to feel, I'm like I said, Rick James, I'm like sex, drugs, rock and roll. That's it, right? So in the past, my mind goes to men. I'm going to numb myself and I'm going to lose myself in a relationship, right? Or I'm going to drink myself somewhere, or I'm going to drug myself, or whatever, just to numb. Just, I don't, so either men or whatever. So, to the point today that I was driving, feeling my feelings. I'm feeling my feelings, guys. And, this like really hot dude. I'm down here in the South. It's like spring, but it's still freaking hot outside. He doesn't have his shirt on. He's got he's pushing his scooter, his little moped, and I drive by him, and that little trauma trigger said, "You need to pull over and see if he needs any help." What the fuck? I was like, "Oh no, Elizabeth, you will not be doing that." But how hilarious! I had a parade of trauma triggers today. But instead of choosing any of those, and I will say that the further along you get, those, like any type of thought that is not of your highest and best self, it won't come through. It just will cease to be like a part of your experience. I am someone who is, I'm still clearing this shit, man. And one of the biggest things that I have been clearing is relationships with men. And so, so it was no surprise to me that, I thought I could lose myself in some shirtless hot man. But it's so cool that I can laugh at that now, because there was a time that I probably don't even think that I could see that, see that as a pattern for me. So yeah, progress. Let's do the sound healing for that progress. Yeah. I love it. I love it. Awesome. I'm hoping that this is healing my freaking throat chakra. I don't even know if anyone's watching, and it is totally cool. Cause this is a good experience for me right now in this moment. Yeah. So so basically the 3 things to help heal trauma wounds. Breathe into it. Do a somatic exercise to get you back in your body. You got to feel it to heal it. It's going to come up, right? And then when the emotions come up, you're going to have about 15 to 17 seconds where you can choose a new, whatever it is, a new thing, right? Now, what did I do? Did I decide to find something exterior to help? After the trauma, trigger parade went by, I, did what I'm telling you guys. I breathed into it. I sat in my car. I cried. I let it go. And then I decided to get out some energy in a healthy way. I had made a new choice. I decided to take my book that I'm reading and my blanket and go to the park and lay out. I did a little bit of walking. Then I got to talk to one of my friends on the phone, and she gave me some wonderful motivation. And honestly, I'll tell you that, you know, I was in a place like, and it wasn't, you know, thank God that I have these tools, you know, that I can use today, because I don't ever want to go back, ever, ever, ever. Only forward momentum, right? Fuck that shit. Yeah. So, anyways, be gentle. You know, after a day of feeling, be gentle with yourself, man. Get to bed early. You know, sleep deprivation is actually, um it can kill you before like lack of food can kill you, you know. So you got to get enough sleep, rest, you know, just take care of yourself wherever you're at in this, you know, in this world. Man, I know, God, we're all collectively clearing. I mean, honestly, since the 6-6 portal, June 6-6 portal, I mean, shit's been getting cray cray, total cray cray. Um, okay, let me have a little bit of water. And I have like, I wish you guys could see like my whole little setup. I need to, you know, one of these days I'll have someone to assist me with this tech stuff. I want to clear the energy as I move forward. For tonight's collective reading. Thank you, Great Spirit. Thank you. Thank you, Great Spirit, for this time. Thank you for allowing me to be a conduit. I'm just going to go ahead and just pull these cards. So, guys, one of the healing tools that I use for my healing practice is divination. It's a way for me to connect with Great Spirit, God, my ancestors, Source, all of the energies. Thank you, Great Spirit. And tonight, I'm connecting with the collective. Thank you. Show us what we need to see, not what we want to see. Show us what we need to see. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Look at me. Okay. So if you're new to this, then I pull 3 cards. This is how I do it. The first card is kind of the energy that we are moving out of. Did I just pick that up? That was like, was that upside down? I'm not really sure. Okay. So the first is the energy that we are kind of currently in, but moving out of. The second is the energy that we're, you know, embodying in this moment. And, you know, kind of as we move forward. And then the third card will be kind of the energy that's moving into next week. These readings are good for, you know, the week, or honestly, these are good for, you know, whenever you run across this video. I do believe very much in divine timing, right? So, you know, the message comes when you're ready to hear it. That's just how it goes. So, okay, the first card tonight, guys, is the 6 of Wands. So, this card is the element of fire. Fire in the house. Let me see if y'all can see that. 6 of Wands. So beautiful. I love this deck. This is the Biddy Tarot deck here that I use. The key meaning of this card is victory. Victory in the house. This card signifies deserved success. The 6 of Wands is a very welcome card. If you have been struggling recently. Thank you, Great Spirit. Thank you, Great Spirit. So this is a card that if you've been struggling and you're unsure if your hard work will finally pay off, right? This card often relates to work, career, and projects and can show promotion. That's good. Hey. So, and what was I saying earlier? I was overqualified for a job. And so that door was closed for a reason, right? In personal relationship, this card shows that feelings might become declared. Okay, Six of Wands. I see you. Six of Wands. What? This so a possible proposal? What? Okay. So let's see. This explains. So there's like an additional meaning for this Six of Wands. It's all about like celebrations, weddings, right? Some type of party. So this is an energy of like success is yours. You have been working hard and now you get to celebrate. Okay. So this is the energy that we've kind of been in. We're moving out of. So it is definitely all about like just staying in your authentic self, doing what you do. So if you've been, if you're someone that's been out there, doing you, and you're like up against this wall and you're like, oh my God, is it worth it? Yes, it is. One, and two, the Six of Wands confirms it. So there we go. Awesome. Okay, guys. So the next card, let me get here. This is, and really, I mean, I know this, but I like to have my little book too. Because, I am not a tarot scholar. I'm really an energy reader. And so I read the energy. It's the energy. And I don't, let me see. Now I'm like getting sidetracked, which is okay. I'm so like perfectly imperfect. And that is, that's, I gotta read you guys one of my magic cards. Let me get here. Okay. Okay. Let me get here because this is all so perfect. So before I talk about the next card, I just have to, my mom gave me these You Are Magic cards. I just love them. So I have them on my little chest of drawers and, I pull one every day. So I decided, and this does tie in, I swear. Or maybe it won't. And I mean, whatever. So I pulled this one right before this reading. Great people do things before they're ready. They do things before they know they can do it. Doing what you're afraid of, getting out of your comfort zone, taking risks, that's what life is all about. What? Amy Poehler in the house? I was like, thank you, Great Spirit. And isn't that perfect, right? It's perfectly imperfect, just like me. Okay, guys. So the second card tonight is the Hermit. And so the Hermit, this is all about healing and self-exploration. Right? Whoa, those reading glasses were like kind of intense. Okay, but now I need them again. Oh my God, y'all. I just can't. I like, at least I crack myself up, right? So here we go. Here's the Hermit. So there's an opportunity to take time away from routine to consider your options, or, you know, kind of like this is a time for you to go inward, right? So this is a time where you should be enjoying solitude, right? And so, you know, just know that there's a season for everything. And so, you know, when we get the Hermit card, what it's doing is it's showing us that it is time to go within. It is time to go within, right? To go within to consider options. So, in home affairs, consider all your options carefully and avoid making big decisions at present. Prioritize your tasks and focus on planning rather than immediate action. In relationships, the Hermit card, take time to invest in your current relationship, okay? Or to work on your relationship with yourself. So if you were with someone, this is the time to consciously, right? Consciously work on relationship, okay? And if you're single, then this is time to focus on yourself, okay? I need to get a little bit of tea. And, you know, I've been thinking a lot about relationships lately. Because basically, that's like everything that we do in this life is we have relations with other, and you know, if our body is like our vessel and our body is kind of like a ship, so like we have relations with other ships. Us, we're the vessel, right? And so we're having relationships with others and also ourselves. And so with this, the Hermit card can predict a, you know, a time of being single, which is good. And, you know, I just told you guys about one of my trauma triggers and with men. So for me, this card is right on time. Thank you, Great Spirit. Thank you, Great Spirit. For career and money. So this is all about time to take a different approach and stand back a little bit, right? And I was also talking about that. When we get into a state of survival, that fight, flight, freeze kind of, you know, state, then it's like blinders get put on and we can become short-sighted, right? And so the Hermit card is about collecting oneself, going within, right? And seeing within that pause, seeing other possibilities. Because in an expansive universe, everything is possible and everything is permissible, really, because there is always an infinite number of possibilities. And so it's time for you to maybe do some research, right? Okay, maybe do some different, you know, personal development courses. Hey, I am launching my first group Evolve spiritual personal development course this fall 2023. So I'm going to begin to start talking about it over the next couple months. But, you know, if you are someone that is in, you know, the stage of hermiting and needing to go within and do some, you know, spiritual development, some personal development, then I encourage you to check out, my link in the description for my one-on-one and my group course, Evolve. Okay. And actually, at the end, I will talk a little bit more about that. But this is all about, personal development. Maybe it's time to find a mentor, right, to help you out. And listen, guys, there ain't no shame in needing help. Okay. Like, I have spiritual advisors. I have a therapist. I mean, I talk to my mom every day. I mean, it takes a village, guys, and so I'm working with I have a business coach, and this is my second business coach that I've had, since forming my business. So, I mean, it takes a village, and it also creates accountability, right? And so, don't feel like somehow that you are less than because you need some freaking guidance. I mean, come on. It's a sign of strength, at least how I see it, when someone can say, hey, I could really, you know what? I could use some help. And let me tell you, for this freaking Leo dramatic liar right here, I know how hard it can be sometimes to ask for what you need, But guidance, man, I mean, come on. That's like all about investing in yourself, right? Your beautiful, beautiful, worthy self. Yeah, so go within. Work on clearing that shit out. And okay. So the last card for the night. Let me get there, my little book. Guys, I just love this. I mean, I think I'm just gonna start just doing it on YouTube, and then when I get my TikTok, like, I don't know, I have to get 1,000 subscribers on there. I think I have like 4. I'm getting there inch by inch. Oh my god. Anyways, I'm just all over. Actually, I'm not. There has been a common thread throughout this. So, if you got, I don't even know how long I've been talking. Oh my god, almost an hour, which is awesome. Okay. So, anyways, the last card for tonight is the Knight of Pentacles. And so the Knight of Pentacles is all about showing financial growth and good investment. This card means plans concerning property, right? So this is all about strategizing, setting realistic goals, right? And you will succeed. Okay? So the Knight of Pentacles, this is the energy that, excuse me, this is the energy that we are moving into. Okay? So this is a card that, and the third card always, for me, comes with some advice. So as we move forward, this card, the Knight of Pentacles, is reminding you to invest in yourself, okay? Stay consistent and invest your time wisely, okay? And let's see what else. So this is all about, a loyal, dependable kind of energy. This is a secure energy, a protective energy here. And so no, if you have run across this collective reading, I mean, it's a good reading. It's basically like, don't need to worry anymore if you are, because worrying is only praying for what you don't want. I mean, like, it's actually a lesser evil, I believe, because what it says is that you don't trust God, source, great spirit, right? When you worry. So just cut it out, right? And trust. Six of Wands, success is here, right? And then the Hermit. It's time to just go within. Chill the F out, drama queen. Go within, invest in yourself. Get a business coach, get a personal development coach. Check out my Evolve course, right? Whatever. I mean, if you don't work with me, work with someone, and I can help you find someone, I'm here to help guide the collective. We are all evolving right now as our mother Gaia is evolving. And, at this point, it's like, she's evolving regardless if we go with her. So, it's like crunch time, guys. No urgency, no urgency. We got all the time in the world. Lord knows we do. We got the Hermit. Go within. There's no time, space within, right? And then the Knight of Pentacles. Just keep moving forward. Invest your time wisely. Success is here. It's here already. It's here. Okay, guys. So one last thing. I've been working with my Ascended Master cards this week. I just love these by Doreen Virtue. My Ascended Master cards right here. So I'm going to pull one. I love these cards. I've been introduced to some new guides this way. Thank you, Great Spirit. I'm just going to pull one. Thank you for allowing me to be a conduit tonight. Show us what guide we need for this adventure that we're all on in this place called, what is this place? Oh yeah, planet Earth. In this thing called life. Oh my God, I love it, guys. Take charge of the situation. This right here is Moses. I'm talking about parting waters. What? I love it. I love it. Let me just get here. So what do we know about Moses? He was a prophet, displayed courage and leadership throughout his lifetime. His clear decrees about his intentions led to miracles, such as the parting of the Red Sea, bringing forth water from a boulder, and manifesting manna from heaven. Moses, I am totally down with him. Anyone that can just manifest, food and bread, which is, guys, and I am competing in the favorite Carla Hall's favorite chef competition 2023. Moses, he's going to be my spirit guide. What? Because he can bring some manna from the heavens, and so can I. Moses is a powerful, beloved, and inspiring leader who can lend you some courage. Whatever situation, call on Moses. He's your man. Okay. You have the power to heal and alter the course of whatever situation you find yourself in. It is time for you to take charge and assume that leadership position, and assume it exactly as you are in all of your glory. Do not dim your light for no one. Okay? It's time. First, all you gotta do is decide, what do you want? Okay? Ask and you shall receive. And you guys know it's true. You know it's true. Ask and you shall receive, right? Ask and you shall receive. So the first step is just get clear. Get clear. I know what I want, you know. But you gotta listen to Stevie Nicks. Keep your visions to yourself until they're solidified enough that no naysayers can F with them. Okay? So be clear about any conditions that are either acceptable or not acceptable to you, right? The universe responds when you are totally clear. Okay? So the ascended master, Moses, wants us to take charge of this situation. Okay? You're worth it. You deserve it. Love yourself. Love yourself. Okay, guys. I had more, but I'm like, it's already been an hour and I'll just do some more videos. But anyway, so that is gonna be it for the night. I am so happy to be here, to be of service. Again, my name is Elizabeth Maria Unlimited, because there is always an infinite number of possibilities. In love, light, and service always. Okay, let's see how to end this stream. What?